Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a brand new post-game edition of Dodgers Territory. That is a very sleepy Clint Pasillas. I am Alanna Rizzo on the East Coast, not as early as the West Coast, but I will take a 4-1 victory in a game, Clint, that matters. Good morning.
Yeah. Game that matters. Dodgers down those Cubbies 4-1. It looked early like maybe the Dodgers hadn't woken up yet. Like maybe they were still on 3 a.m. time like your boy was. Like the coffee hadn't kicked in. But as soon as Shota Imanaga gets out of that game, the bats wake up and we got a Dodger dub.
Yeah, good job by Shota Imanaga, obviously. He absolutely shoved. Got exactly what the Cubs needed from him. Four shutout innings, and then the Cubs bullpen came in, and that's all the Dodgers needed to wake up, if you will. And by the way, we'll get into it, obviously, with the line of Yamamoto, but he looked really good. And again, the Dodgers doing this offensively without the services of Mookie Betts, obviously, who is flying back to Los Angeles if he hasn't already landed back in LA, dealing with some sort of stomach bug or some sort of virus that is making him lose weight. And without Freddie Freeman, who was a late scratch today, Clint, because of a rib issue. It's rib discomfort on the left side. This, according to Fabian Ardaya of The Athletic. So again, they did get the 3 runs in the 5th inning. There's just something about the 5th.
Yeah, there's something about the 5th. I'll tell you, today was this morning was kind of a whirlwind because you wake up hearing Freddie Freeman scratched, Mookie Betts, like you said, already out. It felt like either I was still drunk or some version of night terrors, to shout out our friend Phil Fountain, who's a friend of the show here, talking in my Discord. But yeah, 3 a.m. game. It's not a World Series hangover. It's World Series still drunk, but they did wake up. The coffee hit, and yeah, let's look a little bit at that 5th inning. I got a button for that here. Shohei, well, technically Andy Pages gets us going. Pages draws the walk, 1-out walk, and then Shohei opens the offense for the Dodgers there with
But
the
how fitting that it's Shohei Ohtani,
yeah.
obviously. And no disrespect to Pajes. He, as you mentioned, Clint, he got things going. Finally, a base runner, finally some action on the base paths for the Los Angeles Dodgers. But I mean, how about Shohei Ohtani fitting a home run in his second at bat at the Tokyo Dome in the exhibition game, and then of course gets the first hit of 2025.
Yeah.
You gotta love to see it. I like this lineup. I like the order in which Dave Roberts has these guys.
Yeah, I mean, again, considering you're missing your 2-hole and 3-hole hitter, Dave shockingly pulled the right levers with the right guys. Tommy Tanks being in that 2 spot, he drives in the go-ahead run. Teoscar Hernandez taking advantage of some sloppy defense. Shout out to John Birdie, former Yankee. Still got that 5th inning dog in him there.
Yeah, I love the fact that he was talking all that smack, and obviously our Dodgers fans, the diehards, know about this. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us here. Philip Fountain, Chilltown All-Star, John Cozy. We love you guys. Nando 390. What's up, BC? I love the fact that Birdie is talking a little bit of smack about how the Yankees, blah, 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 felt disrespected, and then he shit cans it and overthrows first base into the freaking dugout, leading to, more opportunities for the Dodgers to score. So
Yeah.
I love it. Let's go.
Cap off that 5th inning with the Will Smith RBI single, 2-out RBI single, and Dodgers take a 3-1 lead after that. Yamamoto. Let's talk about Yamamoto a little bit here because Yama was outright dominant, hitting 98 early in the game. Goes 5, allows the 1 run, allows a walk, strikes out 4. The difference 1 year makes for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but he looked really good. Dominant in there, the splitty working, good use of the curveball. We'll call it a very good, efficient outing, as where you go to the flip side. Imanaga, I think, walked 5. Dodgers earned 7 or 8 walks overall, taking advantage of Cubs pitching there. And Dodgers doing what World Series champions have to do, take advantage of the situation and take what the other team gives you.
I love the fact that it was a pretty balanced game offensively for the Dodgers. I believe they ended up with 7 hits. I didn't see, 7 hits and 8 walks. I think that's pretty balanced as far as the Dodgers offense is concerned. What I loved about Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Clint, is the fact that he settled down. And you had called it early on in the offseason. You're saying that Yama's going to have a big 2025. This is a guy that you've been on his train for a really, really long time. And I tell you what, if he can look like that early on in the season, I'm with you. I think Yamamoto could have a really big year. I loved how he settled down. He touched 98 miles an hour early on the fastball. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 earned, 4 Ks. So the punchies were there. Again, matched Shota Imanaga. Shota was a little bit better, although Yama went an inning longer. But this is what you want to see, right? If you're in Tokyo and you have 4 unbelievable Japanese players in this game, right? You have, and not to mention Roki Sasaki, who's pitching tomorrow, but in the game today, obviously, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Shohei Ohtani, Shota Imanaga, Seiya Suzuki. This is exactly what the game needs in terms of that international growth. We already know it's an international game, but I want to tip my cap, my Dodgers territory cap from West Coast Media, multimedia, and our boy Tony B. I want to tip the cap to Rob Manfred. There's a lot of things that Commissioner Manfred hasn't necessarily done the right way, in our opinion, as fans and as reporters. But having this series in Tokyo to open up the regular season with so many big superstars, as far as Japanese superstars, and the way that country embraced this game, and the emotion and the energy, and it's just so much fun. I tell you, I have never been so jealous of a trip in my entire life. Really cool to see. Really, really cool to see. And again, it's something about that 5th inning that I really like. What did you think about the Dodgers pen? We gave a lot of credit, obviously, to Yamamoto, but hey, let's talk about the fact that Anthony Banda, who you talked to last week at Dodgers at Camelback Ranch, Kasperius comes in, Trinan, obviously, and Tanner Scott in his debut as a Dodger, as to what looks to be the Dodgers closer, at least early on.
Yeah, the bullpen dogs are back. They are feeling good. They were feeling refreshed because they got four really, really solid innings from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Listen, I'm going to bed after we're done here. But, yeah, getting the way Dave ran them out there. I mean, we opened the outing with Anthony Banda, goes scoreless 6, strikes out a guy in there. No base runners. Follow that up. Ben Kasperius, who... he's going to be huge. He is going to be massive for this team this year. Scoreless 7th, a K in there. Trinan works around the hit by pitch. Scoreless 8 with a couple of punchies. And then Tanner Scott picking up his first save as a Dodger. And you still have some big names available for you tomorrow if you're Dave Roberts. When you have Alex Vesia, you have Kirby Yates as well. And then after that, you have a few more days. You have about a week off before meaningful baseball happens again. So, Dave, pulling all the right levers once again in this game. And ho-hum, just a perfect Dodgers victory. Early in the game, you have that little bit of, oh, no, here we go, Freddie's hurt. And, Imanaga is just straight up dealing. Granted, walks aside, but we're feeling good. We're feeling really, really good after game 1.
Yeah, speaking of feeling good, let's hear a word from our friends over on Foul Territory with Arena Club.
FT fam, Arena Club is the modern way to collect cards or buy or sell or trade or even grade. And we're highlighting slab packs because this is the new way to rip open a pack, get a really good card, AJ. But also, if you're not into the card, like I know you pulled a Bob Gibson card recently, you can get an offer of 90% of the estimated value and just accept it on the spot and give it right back and maybe try again with another slab pack.
I ain't getting rid of my Bob Gibson autograph card. Bob Gibson ain't signing cards anytime soon, so I'm keeping this one. It gets graded for you. There's no mess. The only thing I wish they had bubble gum. Can they virtually send me some bubble gum, Scott? Other than that, it's awesome. You can buy, sell cards. They grade them instantly for you. And physically, you can also get the cards if you want them. So I'm all for this. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, those cards are in your showroom in the app. And then, of course, you can get the card physically sent to you. So right now, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/FOUL. That's arenaclub.com/FOUL. Code FOUL for 20% off your first purchase.
Big thank you to Arena Club for helping us here in the morning, sponsoring Foul Territory Network and Dodgers Territory as the Dodgers down those Cubs 4-1. Riz, who's your player of the game or players of the game coming out of this one?
I'm gonna go with Yamamoto. I mean, I think it's tough to say because I'm just really impressed by, again, the ability to settle down. I mean, it's not easy to pitch the first game of the season. It's not easy to pitch in front of a billion of your countrymen and women. Everybody eyes on you, obviously, but this is a guy that naturally the Dodgers gave a massive contract to. And right, wrong, or indifferent, when you get a contract of that magnitude and of that size, you better deliver. And we saw some flashes of greatness last year with Yamamoto, but we also saw some, I'm not so sure that he was worth that coin, but he's every bit worth the coin. And I was impressed by him. Another shout out as far as members of the who's our player of the game jury, the Dodgers offense. Again, a little slow getting started today. They had to get Imanaga out of the game. I don't want them waiting that long in subsequent games. But the fact that Mookie Betts is dealing with the virus and the fact that Freddie Freeman was scratched because of a rib discomfort and they still were able to tack some on there in the fifth inning. And then again, the bullpen. The whole damn team is my player of the game because the bullpen came in and just shut the door. So Yamamoto with an impressive start, the Dodgers offense for figuring it out, Kike for going over to first, and the bullpen for shutting it down and getting the W in game one. And it counts, guys. Remember at the end of the season, not to say that the Dodgers aren't going to win the division by a pretty good cushion, but these games matter, and it's not exhibition anymore. And that old adage, I know it's cliche, you can't win the pennant in April, but you can lose it. Let's get them tomorrow as well.
Yeah, you took all the players of the game there, so shout out to Alanna for stealing the meat off the bone. I'll hone in on Shohei Ohtani because he has 2 hits in this game, RBI, not an RBI, sorry, 2 runs scored, has the double as well in the 9th inning, first extra base hit of the season for Shohei, looking good, and again, we'll bring it up again. He is not that far removed from a shoulder injury, a shoulder surgery, still rehabbing the elbow, trying to come back as a pitcher, has a lot of things on his mind while he's out there in Japan, including the entire country rooting for Shohei and everybody else. Imanaga as well, but Shohei showing up, showing out for the Dodgers, for the country, and goes 2 for 4, 2 for 5 in the game, and two big runs scored for this team.
Yeah. Also, let's spin it forward just a hot second. Smart to have both of the Japanese-born pitchers throwing in game 1 and 2 in Tokyo, and then it's Snell and Glasnow in the domestic openers against the Detroit Tigers. But Roki Sasaki tomorrow. Again, you and I were live and in person in his last Cactus League outing when we were at Camelback last week, and you were very close. You were in the camera well. Again, I need to see the poise. I need to see him calm down and quiet the noise. What are you looking for Roki tomorrow?
Keep on executing what you were working on in that final start, which was also technically his first start in the Cactus League. He had mentioned trying to get that lower half firing, get the separation between the hips and the shoulders and the hands. So keep that fastball up. Try to have some control of that splitter. He does not need to go deep into this game. He just needs to give this team 3 or 4 innings, do what Imanaga did, do anything close to what Shota Imanaga did today, even if there are some walks sprinkled in there. Don't give up big damage, and the Dodgers could come away sweeping this Japan miniseries.
Yeah, and the Dodgers, once again, are the visiting team. The Cubs, the home team in both of these games, first and second game of the season. What I need to see from Roki Sasaki, Clint, is I need to see him not have such a, just that flat plane on the fastball. I want a little bit of movement. I want a little bit of guesswork having to come from the hitters. And I also want to see if he's going to incorporate that third pitch that they've been working on, a third off-speed pitch that they've been working on to just give him a little bit more of a rounded repertoire. We know he has that disgusting splitter, but the fastball needs to play a little bit more. So we'll see what we, again, maybe tomorrow's not the time to start trying to work on all of this stuff. It depends on where he's at with the offense, how much run support that he has. Again, so looking forward to that. Another early start, 6:10 a.m. Eastern, 3:10 a.m. for you folks on the West Coast. It is on FS1 tomorrow, not Fox. How concerned?
I was going to say the only reason I'm alive for this one is because I was so dead coming back from Arizona, being out there for 8 days, that I did my show last night, my All Dodgers with Clint Pasillas. Hey, that's me. Subscribe. I did my show. I did all my post-production, and then I went and laid down, and Alexa told me to wake up at 3 a.m. so I could watch the game. So tomorrow, maybe we got to talk to Mark. I don't know about that one, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best to be alive.
I'm going to be on Postgame. If I have to carry us, that's fine. My back already hurts from carrying your ass in Arizona. But you know what? I'm going to...
Every day's leg day.
Yeah. How concerned, if at all, are you with the news that Freddie Freeman has rib discomfort?
It's not ideal. Absolutely not ideal. We heard during the broadcast Joe Davis and Eric Karros talking about the situation, and of course other people reporting on it. But he apparently had himself a good batting practice, and something happened between batting practice and the game that forced that late scratch about 30 minutes before first pitch. And we don't know. Did we learn if it's left side or right side? Because obviously he was dealing with the rib issue during the postseason as well. So you hope that that's not something that's still lingering from 4 months ago. Because if it is, now we're talking about something that could be, maybe there's still residual damage in there. Maybe there's something that we need to kind of give him some more time to let it kind of subside, let it calm down, let him heal. We do know he had some time off in the off season from swinging and all that with the ankle surgery. He didn't hit for a number of weeks and get the bat going until about January. But if they need to give him some time, I'm okay with it. It's not ideal. Kike Hernandez can handle first base quite well, so I want to make sure they're healthy. But there's a little bit of concern for sure.
I just don't want it to be an oblique issue. And again, I don't know what it is. It's left rib discomfort. That's all the Dodgers are saying. I'm not saying it's an oblique issue, but again, we've talked about this at length, that if it's an oblique or a hamstring, those things are really, really tricky. And if you don't give it the right amount of rest, it can, prolong him returning or exacerbate the situation. Again, just complete speculation. But we know how much time Muncy missed with a side issue. So anyway, that makes me a little bit nervous. Yes, Kike can hand. It's weird to have a right-hander at first base, though, a little bit, just because you just assume that, most first basemen are left-handed. So
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Shohei goes over there and plays defense. I'm kidding. Calm down.
Hey, it's 9 a.m. for you. It's 6 a.m. for me. So you can't be coming up with this kind of wild crap, right? I come up with the bullshit here. But yeah, they're in a position to give him some time for sure. And if it's needed, then give him the time that he needs. You don't want to have him missing extended periods of time because he exacerbates an injury or something like that. I would say, though, if we're talking about the Muncy oblique and whatever was going on there, why don't we just send Freddie to that chiropractor, the magic chiropractor that Muncy visited
the eye
last
doctor.
year? Yeah, or the eye doctor for Kike.
Yes. Can we brag on Tommy Edman for a hot second? I mean, this is a guy, obviously, that was a coveted pickup by the Los Angeles Dodgers. They had been trying to get him for quite some time. When we got him, I was like, I'm not sure because he's been hurt. I don't know what he's going to give. He's given a lot already. Obviously, he was big in the postseason. Obviously, this is a guy that I have unbelievable amount of faith in terms of as a center fielder, as an outfielder, as an infielder. This is just a ball player. This is a guy that isn't built like Aaron Judge, but plays ball like Aaron Judge and not dropping stuff in the fifth inning. But by the way, that was the only error Aaron Judge had all season long. So I don't know. I just think that Tommy Tanks, as Elisheva Jones calls him, I think he's just a really special player. 1 for 5 today, OPS of 400. Let's send him down. He's hitting only 200 right now, so we might want to send him down. But I mean, he's a really good complement to this team.
Yeah, and knocks in the go-ahead run there in the fifth inning. What's tough for Tommy is he's also slotting into Mookie's spot. He wasn't expecting to be in that role, especially this early in the season. But one of the things we've heard Dave Roberts talk about a whole bunch when you're talking about Tommy Edman is he's a ball player. He's ready to go wherever he's needed. Whether he's hitting fourth in the lineup like he was at different points for the Dodgers during the postseason, whether he's having to slide over and play short despite having not played there a whole bunch in recent years, center field. He was expected to be the starting center fielder, but things kind of changed, like we were talking about yesterday, which feels like 5 days ago, but talking about how the Haesung Kim kind of situation, I feel him not being ready sort of changed the game plan with Tommy Tanks being in center, now being back at second base where he's a multi-time Gold Glove Award winner, and Andy Pages getting out there and doing good. It just, Tommy gives this team a different kind of, gives Dave Roberts a different sort of super utility guy, that utility knife that they've honestly been kind of missing with the last couple of seasons of Chris Taylor sort of floundering. So to have him in the fold doing whatever they need is massive. It's massive for Dave Roberts.
I realize that he's no longer on our team, but how great was it to see Justin Turner? I'm glad he got a job. This guy's not done
Yeah.
yet, and he's just such an ambassador for the game. I'm sure you saw JT go over to the stands and those little Japanese boys that had the red beard and everything. And he took
Yeah.
the time to get him out of the
Good
stands
dude.
and take a picture. And he was holding one of them. And I'm glad that Justin's there. I hope he gets a start tomorrow in this game against Roki Sasaki. Don't forget, guys, thanks again for being here, especially you folks in California on the West Coast. I know it's early, but we appreciate you guys very much. Don't forget to check out Foul Territory. Max Muncy in the lineup today was on Foul Territory with the boys talking about this season, this series, everything going on. So we always appreciate Max Muncy, friend of the program. Check him out on Foul Territory. That's going to do it for myself and Clint Pasillas. We appreciate you guys being with us. We will be here tomorrow, whether Clint thinks he is or not. We will be here tomorrow for post-game after Game 2 between the Dodgers and the Cubs in Tokyo. See you then. Go Dodgers.
Bye.